Hi, my name is John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight's nightcap has got the normal mixture of a little bit of machining, a little bit of welding, some plasma cutting, and I actually do a nice little repair job for my wife Deb. Last weekend was our local rally at Corbridge, the local steam rally. I've bought a new camera, a top end Panasonic 4K camera. I took that and I did some video at the steam rally. I've uploaded a couple of videos in 4K format, so if you can watch 4K if you've got a big monitor, it certainly is a massive difference. These normal videos won't be in 4K, the files are just too big. The YouTube channel is going very well. I'm well past 90,000 subscribers now. I think it's 90,400. So if you haven't subscribed and you do like what you see, please click the subscribe button. The Patreon channel is also doing very well. That's how I was able to buy the new Panasonic video camera. I'm going to try lifting the carriage into place and then put the feed screw in once the carriage is in place. The actual lead screw. It's quite a heavy bit of metal, this. It's a very heavy bit of metal. So we need some more blocks of wood to get some more height on it, just to get it up into place and I can get the bolts loosely started. It is quite a fearsome thing. It is on dowels as well. Actually not looking too bad at all, this. Because when you need a hand, there's never anybody here, is there? Oh, you bastard. Nearly had it, nearly but not nearly enough. That's better. Bastard. Trying to nip my fingers, this bastard thing. It wants to hurt me. Yeah, another block of wood at that end and then we should be good to go, I think. That thing. Right, so we've managed to get two bolts loosely started, and that's the kind of in place. I'm going to try and get the lead screw through now. We might have to go in all in one go, I'm not quite sure, but I'm certainly going to give it a try. There's a drive clutch on that end that has to come off. Getting somewhere now, I think. Right. Now we need to put the clutch mechanism on that end and then get the lead screw into place. but at least it is sort of coming together. Right. That bit went together not too bad. I'm going to run these bolts up just to gently pull the carriage up. Making sure there's nothing kind of jamming. It seems to be going up quite nicely. Each screw turns nice and free. Things are starting to line up not too bad now. Used to have learnt a little bit about how the lathe works. I'm certainly impressed by the build quality. It is really good. Right, we can tighten these up properly now. Every step of the way you've got to make sure that things are free and nothing's bending, because it'd be easy to cause some real damage. Unfortunately, I've lost the original sound off this little piece of video, so I'm going to do a voiceover. Voiceovers are something I don't normally do. What you're looking at here is the drive that drives the feed screw, or the bar that makes the power feeds turn. What you've got is two cams that are pushed together by a spring, and if you jam the lathe or you try and overrun its stops, what this does, it jumps apart by pushing against the spring to save doing any further damage. Here I'm assembling the part of the clutch which goes onto the keyway. You can see it there, that slides in there, and those two cams fit together like a clutch. That pushes up against it, and that spring is what keeps them pushed together. It's a little bit awkward to get all lined up, but I'm sure we'll manage in the end. There's quite a considerable amount of force on this spring. Once it goes together, you can see the two holes that line up, and there's two screws going there. So that slides right on, and as a screw goes in, one each side to hold it all together. I was really trying hard to push this spring, and I had a little bit of a brainwave, and I decided to put a block of wood between the lathe carriage and the clutch and just use the carriage to push that into place, and this worked out really well. Once things are lined up, there's a little washer in the bottom there that's got to line up with that keyway. That's what's causing all the grief. Right, it's actually giving in there now, and I've got the spring fully compressed. There's two screws going here to lock it together. That's the first one in. That's me bumping the camera, that's why it's jumping around like that. Right, and that's the second one, and that glove screw goes in there. There's a little screw on the right, a little locking screw, and what's behind there is a ring that screws in or out of that collar, and that can increase or reduce the spring pressure on the clutch depending on how much you want it before it actually comes apart. Right, so we'll tighten these two up. It's been interesting doing this. I've learnt a lot about the lathe. I know how to take it to bits now. It's interesting to see how this clutch works. Right, that's just too nice and tight. Like I say, there's one more little glove screw to go in there, just to lock the adjuster ring that puts more or less tension on the spring. Right, now it's all back together, it's time to give it a little try. It's working fine. It's a lot quieter than it was. This is using the camera microphone as opposed to the lapel microphone I normally use. That's why there's so much background noise. You can hear the lathe clanking and rattling about. It's not really as noisy as that in real life. You can try the lead screw next. So if I engage the lead screw, that's in neutral. Engage the half nuts, and they're working fine as well. Definitely a lot quieter than it was. Definitely. Didn't lock, stop you from engaging the power feed while the screw cutting's running. I must admit, listening to the playback on this video as I'm editing it, I'm very impressed with the voiceover, and I may start to use it quite a lot more. This is the passenger side front door mirror off a little Honda Jazz car. What makes it even worse, it's off my wife's Deborah's car. She managed to pull the mirror off while reversing the car off the drive by hitting the bin that I'd put on the path. So obviously it was my fault that I'd put the bin there that she reversed into. So what I have to try and do is repair it or get a new one. They're very expensive. It's a fully full heated mirror. It's row of the plastic base out of there, so hopefully I'll be able to carry out some sort of repair. It's not the car's not a very expensive car, but it's Deb's car and she wants it fixing. And so we'll take this plastic cover off first. Hopefully you can see what the damage is in here. They're the three bolts that hold out of the car, and that fits onto there. Right, I'm sure you'll be able to see in there that that's where it goes. The idea is possibly to take these screws on, put some big washers on, and then put it back together with some high strength epoxy glue. And see if they're gonna come out for a start. Right, these seem to be quite well threaded into there. I've got a decent hold. I'm I'm sure I'll be able to do something with this. And I've got some decent washers here. We'll try one just to see if it will clamp it all together before we take it apart completely and then glue it. Right, that's getting a hold of that one, so I think the 3 washers on there and some decent twin pack epoxy and it should be going to live again. I mean, the mirror's like 120, 130 quid to buy, and a tube of glue is probably a £5. I've been to the local hardware shop and I asked the lad for that best twin pack epoxy glue, and his words were, this stuff sticks like shit to a blanket, so it should do for me. It's got the nasty pictures, keep it off your hands, it's got the picture of the dead fish on the back, so we should be in with a fighting chance. It's obviously decent gear. Comes in a double syringe so you can squeeze out equal amounts. This is fairly clean because it's a clean break. I'm just going to smear some around the area there, put it together and then screw my repair washers on, and I think that should get quite a decent result. Anyway, we're soon going to find out. Right. That should be plenty, I would think. And I've got a nice little sealing cap to seal this, so hopefully I'll be able to use it again in the future. Put gloves on because this sort of stuff doesn't come off your hands easily. It's got a 5-minute first curing time, so we've got plenty of time to play with it. Mix it up and then we'll apply it onto the job. And put some on the part that's really stuck to as well. Right, soon to be coated up. See, it's quite a nice fit. It does go together quite nicely. I think it's going to be quite a strong mechanical repair with these big washers, and all the glue's going to do is give it a little bit more. I'm liking the look of this. It's going to be a decent sort of repair, I think. It'll never be 100% again. Right, it should be clamped together, and it does feel like a nice strong repair, so we'll leave it at that. It's back on anyway. As long as it works, as long as it moves, we'll be happy. When it moves, it adjusts anyway. It still folds. So I would call that a good repair.